When deciding to make a video about one of my favourite ever actors, I wanted to focus on a single role. Though this proved to be difficult, considering the incredible, iconic characters Val Kilmer gave us during his career. This video could easily have been based on his famous portrayal of Doc Holliday in Tombstone, for example, though ultimately I settled on what I concluded to be my favourite performance of his, one that, just as in his other roles, he gave his all to, but also one that would go on to take hold and be reluctant to give back what he poured into it. This is when Val Kilmer became Jim Morrison. An article from Far Out magazine reads, "The role was a very demanding one for Kilmer, who devoted a lot of his resources while preparing for the film. The actor did his best to fill the giant shoes, learning around 50 songs by heart, and spending a lot of time with the band's producer, Paul A. Rothchild, in order to learn more about personal anecdotes."
Val, how did you survive the making of this movie? Because really it was as much as a survival as just being an actor, with all the things you had to go through.
Yeah, movies usually are about endurance, prayer, drinking that carrot juice. You know, I didn't get seduced into his style of living, but I had to and needed to for the role to be as disciplined as he was in these escapades. He was a very disciplined drinker as much as he was disciplined artist. I mean, he was looking for inspiration every second of the day.
Initially, the film's director, Oliver Stone, wasn't impressed, even despite, prior to his audition, Kilmer spent thousands of dollars to produce his own video, shot in his rented Laurel Canyon home, with professional assistants. It would eventually be Paul Rothchild, the band's producer, who fought for Kilmer to get the role. For his audition tape, Kilmer filmed himself for 8 minutes while he acted as the various personas that Morrison had adopted throughout his career.
When I heard they were making a Doors movie, not playing Jim was not an option.
Snow peas, righteous. Give us a creed to believe, a night of lust. Give us trust in the night.
I made an audition tape where I sang the songs myself.
Give of color, 100 hues, a rich Mandela for me and you.
The tape impressed the producers, and I was given the character that I would live in for the next year of my life.
In order to prepare for this complex role, Val Kilmer spent a whole year living like Jim Morrison. He dressed like him, listened to his music. Once the production started, he even had everyone on set referring to him as Jim.
Getting into the music was a lot of fun, and I wasn't familiar with a lot of it that wasn't on the radio. So that's what I did in preparation, mainly just learn all of the songs.
Yeah, and in addition to acting like Jim Morrison, you were singing like Jim Morrison, and was it physically difficult?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer's love of and dedication to the acting craft has been clear throughout his career. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you check out the documentary, simply named Val, in which the actor reminisces on his incredible life and some of the key roles that contributed to making his life so incredible. The documentary speaks true to the man, his passion, and that fire that burned inside him. It is especially obvious in his recounting of his time making a Doors movie and stepping into the boots of Jim Morrison. Movies Talk reported that, eventually, the actor knew more about the rock star than anybody else working on the film, which resulted in one of the best performances we have ever seen, but also in Kilmer having to undergo therapy once filming was over, just to get out of the character. I truly believe that Kilmer's performance in the film, while noted and appreciated, still remains critically underrated in cinema history. His immersion into the life of Jim Morrison, his willingness to break on through and lose himself in the character, certainly took a toll on him, but in turn, graced screens with a truly phenomenal, timeless performance. Even Ray Manzarek of the original band, who was critical of the film's direction and the telling of Morrison's life, still praised Kilmer's performance. Any criticism of the film was really centred around the main role. In fact, it was often cited as the highlight. And I concur with Oliver Stone's opinion that Kilmer was robbed of an Oscar and was heroic in the role of Morrison. Even Nicolas Cage chipped in, stating he thought Kilmer should have won the Best Actor Oscar for his role in the Doors movie. The Guardian News said, "Critics love to talk about actors losing themselves in roles, and it's true that Kilmer seems to commune with Morrison to the extent that the surviving band members, upon hearing Kilmer's vocal recordings for the soundtrack, were said to have wondered whether they were listening to the actor or the singer." With his baritone voice and serpentine stage movement, Kilmer embodies the singer's uncanny physicality. He has the swagger and the volatility, the insolent pout. Still, Kilmer's playful sense, his mischief, and his swirling self-doubt offsets the movie's bombast. His Morrison is both rock god and little boy lost, a tale as old as time.
After you finished with the film and saw the completed version, did you have a different impression of the guy, or did you get to like this character?
Well, I was mainly inside of it, you know, and Oliver Stone likes to get in the mood of whatever the scene is, so he started degenerating, and that's kind of what it was about. I told him not to clean my clothing, for example, so the other actors would get that sort of unwashed feeling of hardcore rock and roll.
Yeah.
Kilmer's performance is nothing short of remarkable, capturing Morrison's magnetism, charisma, and inner turmoil with astonishing precision. He embodies Morrison's stage presence, capturing his provocative nature, poetic soul, and the constant struggle between self-destruction and artistic brilliance.
He was a self-destructive man, you feel?
Definitely.
That he just was pushing the envelope, daring whatever was going to happen to happen?
Yeah, he truly didn't care if he died the next day. But to try and stare it down in the face, death. And if it wasn't right there, if it wasn't blood on the sheets in the morning, then he'd go out and jump in front of a car to get, like you and I'd have a cup of coffee. He'd walk a ledge of the building. It's hard to believe how real and how true it was, but he really did that. His alcoholic intake was legendary, but and greater than that was his appetite for life. It's an easy thing to see, you know, like in the 60s, the footage of cops bashing people over the head or students acting strangely, the legitimacy of the cause. It's easy to overstep that by flash. And there was nobility in his search to be recognized as a poet. It's legitimate. Part of the flack that he takes is because he really was willing to fail. You don't get good without doing that. It just doesn't happen.
Kilmer's performance and preparation for the role mirrored Morrison's struggle between destruction and brilliance, sacrificing parts of himself in order to embody and do justice to the legendary Doors frontman. The hundreds of hours of research and practice that he poured into the role meant that it would not only be Morrison's greatest, famous moments that were convincingly brought to life, but also the small things, his mannerisms, the rhythm of his voice, the look in his eyes, the decline of his health and journey of his mind. It's all there, laid bare, truth in performance, and a depiction of Jim Morrison that I don't think will ever be matched. While others may be hesitant to break on through, as it were, to embrace the depths of a character, including its less comfortable parts, Val Kilmer proved time and time again, especially in his performance as Morrison, that he truly gave his all and left nothing off screen.
As you've had a little time to, soak all this Jim Morrison stuff in, I mean, what are you left with? What was he?
Well, the things that I find valuable are similar to what I just said, the energy and how challenging he was about his exploration. I've concluded things in my personal life that I was forced to confront, and that's a great value out of that period and about this character. You know, any flack or concern about glorifying a drunk, it doesn't do that, in my opinion, or drugs. But the arena isn't even about what you put in your body. It's about what you're trying to see and how you go about doing that, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. Absurdity has a value.
For parting words, the following paragraph from the Guardian article previously mentioned speaks loudly. Like Morrison, Kilmer was also a poet and an artist, a funny, crazy, pain in the ass as Cher lovingly described him, whose fire burned too wild for anything Hollywood could offer. It's pretty clear he saw the amusing side to it all. Reprising his role for a Saturday Night Live skit in 2000, Kilmer plays Morrison in Heaven, his ever-present bottle of Jack, yet to quench the existential thirst. I've broke on through, but I've still got a question for you, he sings, to the tune of Break On Through. Now we're on the other side. What do we do, now that we died? Farewell, Val, you beautiful freak.